So Daniel and I, we met in junior high. We went to Woodrow Wilson and Patrick Henry High School and graduated. We didn't really meet until the summer of '83, which is we graduated in '82 from Patrick Henry. So we were married in 1986 and have 2 wonderful children and have just really been very blessed with family and friends and our church and all.
Okay, in the fall of 2013, our lives changed forever.
About that time, my brother Kyle, he was in the state archery tournament. He went down with the team earlier that day, and my father and I, who went to work that morning, were coming up later. About an hour out from Richmond, where the tournament was being held, he pulled over and told me that he needed me to drive. He's just taken us all up and down the East Coast and has never ever said anything like that to me. That's when I knew something was really wrong.
Well, I finally went to the emergency room, and they're saying, you know, you're having a heart attack, so that's a shocker. So they put me back to work, so I go back to work, and then my family doctor said, well, something's going on with your heart, so he asked for an echo to be done, so that's when they found out that I had heart failure. Waited here a week before they put the LVAD in, and went in the dead of winter and come out in the spring, and so glad to see something growing and beautiful.
Well, certainly the left ventricular assist devices have been a game changer. Before, all we had to offer patients was transplantation. So these devices, which the AHA has been instrumental in developing, allow the patient to have a normal cardiac output which supports their end organ function such that they remain alive and well until a heart transplant becomes available.
I'm so grateful he's still here.
I'm looking forward to going and fishing with him. I remember back when I was a kid, we competed in this tournament called the Fishers of Men tournament, and every year we did that until I was about 11. He loved it. I remember back then I didn't really like fishing. I thought it was boring. I was into video games and stuff, but once he gets his heart, I'll start fishing with him again.
I think it's important for people to support the American Heart Association, because just like me, I thought it never could happen to me.
On Mother's Day, I had a stroke in my mother's house. That afternoon, they put me in the hospital because they knew I had a blood clot somewhere from the LVAD. Then I had to wait a couple weeks to get the transplant.
It was life-saving. So Daniel got down for a transplant July 2nd to wait for a heart, and he ended up being there until July 24th. We were very fortunate that a heart became available. Something we didn't realize was the heart in the box, which is the ability to harvest a heart warm, it was a lottery system. So once our insurance approved that, one of the coordinators came into our room and said, well, now we have to put your date of birth and your name into a system, and you have a third chance of being accepted. Oh, I'm gonna cry. So with a donation after circulatory death, which is the heart in the box, that you have a third of a chance of your name being called and 2/3 of a chance that it's not going to be. So she left the room and she said, I'll be gone about 5 minutes. She walked in the room and she was crying, and we're like, oh no, we didn't get it. And fortunately, she was crying because she was so happy for us that he was accepted for that type of heart, because they knew that if he had to wait on the standard type of heart transplant, he physically wasn't going to make it. God had such a hand in this. We had family and church and all of our co-workers just praying and lifting him up, and it was really a true miracle. Then afterwards, he was up and going as soon as, I think the second day, they got him up in the ICU to walk, and he told them, I'm not going to do that. And they said, yes, you are. And he ended up doing 120 some steps, and they were amazed at that. What do you remember, Daniel?
Just walking around with the IV and on my little tower, and passing all the nurses. They were supposed to walk with me, but I was doing so many laps that they refused to walk with me because they had other patients to take care of.
He's had 10 heart biopsies since July 12th, and they keep commenting how beautiful his heart is. And what's really neat is that the doctors tell us, they don't tell all patients that, he really has a beautiful heart. We have been shared that we have a heart from a 28-year-old male, and that's all we know at this point. And after a year, if the family wants to connect with us, then we'll make that connection, and we're praying that they do.
Life has changed for me in a lot of ways. I look for my LVAD little bag that I used to carry around with me. Every day at 5 o'clock, I'm reaching where I used to have to change my batteries. It's hard to get used to adrenaline now. For 6 years, I didn't have any adrenaline at all. And, getting those feelings back is pretty tough. I'm not used to jumping out of my skin anymore, but I am now, getting used to it.
Yep.
Heart Association is important to me because twice in my life, cutting edge technology has saved my life. First with the LVAD. When I received the LVAD, I was one of 18,000 at that time. Now I'm sure it's close to 1 million or more. And with the Heart in the Box technology, it's going to save thousands, maybe millions of more transplant lives with this technology where you can harvest and go up to 1,500 miles on transport. That's going to save so many lives. It helped me. It could help your life. It could help your family's life. It could help your children's life. Just please give.
Thank you for all that you've done for our family.
Thank you.